In case you missed it, India beat West Indies in the one-day series in West Indies 3-0. Did we expect that?
Yes, of course we did. ये तो होना ही था.
Welcome to CricWorldStraightUp by Vijay and Prabhu.
The result was 3-0 in India's favour. Was it truly reflective of what happened? What's your take on that, Prabhu?
Yes, the West Indies really played out of their skin in the first two games, scoring 300 each time. In the first game, they chased and they fell short by about 3 runs. And in the second match, they almost there, but an amazing innings by Akshar Patel pulled the chestnuts out of the fire, and it was a defeat again for the West Indies. I mean, it could really have been 2-1 in their favor, but as luck would have it, it was 3-0. Anybody who sees the result will be pretty pleased, but anybody who saw the game would know how tough it was.
Yeah, so we saw bits and pieces of that game, if you remember, Prabhu.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. It could have gone either way.
What would you take as the takeaways for India?
Well, India, to my mind, it is 3 S's. Shikhar Dhawan for his captaincy and couple of brilliant knocks. Shubman Gill for one of the very good knocks, and also showed a lot of consistency. And Shreyas Iyer, the other S. So 3 S's, Shikhar, Shubman and Shreyas. And Shreyas doing pretty well all through the series. He kind of had lots of doubts raised against when he was in England. I think he did pretty well to quieten all that noise. He did not score big, but he scored at the right time.
Yes, and how could you forget Akshar Patel's amazing effort in the second game, a match winner performance, if there was any. I think he just showed how close he is breaking into the team, and is like a mirror image of Jadeja at the moment. Left-handed batsman, left-handed bowler, and doing a brilliant job at both.
Yeah, I think this is what shows the quality and the depth in Indian batting, and for that matter bowling and all-rounders. So Jadeja obviously will never have to have his performances at the top. Otherwise, Akshar is always going to be knocking. So yeah, good pickup there. Anything else, Prabhu? Do you think anything else India could have taken away, or for that matter, West Indies could have taken away from this?
I think the West Indies, if you take away the positive, let's start with the positive. Shai Hope hit 100. Nicholas Pooran was very consistent. Myers hit a 75. They played very well. If you look at the stats, I think they erred by bowling the spinners a little bit too much. Indians are class players of spin bowling, and here we had the West Indies trying to bowl spinners in not so spinner friendly conditions, let me add. And I just wondered why they did that, and probably that might have cost them at least a game.
Yeah, and these things can turn quite quickly. Only one loss in one game can lead to the next one, and that's pretty much what must have happened in this, and did happen in this.
True, and
So all in all, to summarize this, good outing for India, even though the top big guns were not around. Shikhar Dhawan did a good job as a captain, and everybody actually chipped in. Shardul Thakur also managed a few wickets here and there. So overall, good outing for India for winning, and also West Indies. So pluses all this.
yes, and basically the series got the attention or the scoreline it deserved. India winning, probably a little bit flattering, but we'll take it anytime.
Sure. Pakistan did not manage to get over Sri Lanka this time. Sri Lanka beat Pakistan in the second test match, despite Babar Azam's yet again fantastic innings. Now on to the T20 International Series. It's a series of 5 games. The first game was played a couple of days back, and India won that quite comfortably.
Yeah, India ने बैटिंग करी 190 बनाए, they scored 190. Rohit Sharma back in form 64, and a brilliant 41 of 19 balls by Karthik to finish off the innings and give the innings the impetus it needed. 190 is these days not necessarily a winning score. But can you tell us what happened, Vijay, after that?
Well, West Indies came into bat. They just about managed 122 and they lost 8 wickets. None of the batsmen even got to more than 20. I think the top score was 20, and that reflected in their poor performance. But however, this was just the first game. What do you think the remainder of 4 games are likely to be?
So this is West Indies' strongest suit. I think if they had to pick a format in which they would probably fight very hard against India, probably surprise them in a game or two, it has to be this format. They came very close in the one-dayers, and I have a feeling they'll put one across across India in one of the games. I have a feeling it should be 4-1 in India's favor, but again, still not to be flattered because India is a top team at the moment and West Indies is not.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair call. But West Indies, as you rightly said, they are playing at home, one. Secondly, as you rightly said, again, that this is their strongest suit. Now, importantly, if they get their act together, they can be a handful. They've got big hitters. They might not have the same firepower as previously that they had, but they still have big hitters. And big hitting is what we know T20 is for.
That's true. I mean, they have lost a few players along the line, like the Pollards and the Gales and the Bravos and the Russells, but still pretty strong at home. And you never know. I personally feel that it's about time that they won a game against India. Not that India is playing badly, but just because they are a good T20 team as well.
Yeah, and in T20 is one of those games. The luck can change in a matter of minutes. One fantastic innings, like what Karthik did in the first game. Yeah. He just turned it around. It was looking like a very below par score, and there you had just about every trick he could take out of his bag, and he did that. 41 out of 19 is brilliant.
Please keep supporting our channel. बहुत अच्छे कंटेंट हम लोग आपको देने वाले हैं अगले हफ्ते या 10 दिन के अंदर। आपको एक थोड़ा सरप्राइज मिलेगा, थोड़ा सा हटके है लेकिन ज़्यादा झटके नहीं मिलेंगे आपको। So keep watching and wait for the surprise.
Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss another video.